Let's do it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. The next Wasteless World Talks are here with Bill and myself. Kevin cannot join today. And we have a new term, new word, because we will be writing on the back of language towards Wasteless World. And I think the word today is quite strong and important. Bill, when you close your eyes and I say the term health, what came first to your mind, please?
In America, the wedding vows include the sentence, they're asking if you accept the other person in sickness and in health. So for better or for worse. And that's when each party says, I do. So health is a part of life. And it may be the more pleasant part of life. And right behind that thought was the book Our Wasteless World, which we are writing right now, and we look at 5 of the biggest industries, and we look at some of the waste that is currently in those industries. And the first one that we look at is healthcare. So much waste. So I think it's a good word.
It will
I'm
be
ready.
quite rich, and of course, I have the noon discussion, and we touch that the health is not only matter of human, but it's matter of environment, it's matter of nature, everything around us generally. But there was quite 2 interesting guests. One was Dr. Ash, who has the heart surgery years ago, and then there was Leslie Flowers, and she lost for some time her eyesight. But it is somehow restored, at least partially, so she can see with one eye. And both said that this moment of facing, let's call it the bad health, helped them to rise up their awareness about the topic itself and about the life and so on. And I know that you have health issues in the past as well. So was it the same that this finding have changed your life or your way how you look at health?
So there is, I have a belief that everything, especially new things or nothing is either all good or all bad. And for example, even COVID, there were good things about COVID, with all due respect to people who suffered. But it's the same way with going through the health issues. Um, and yes, I still have that same health issue. It is being quiet, but it is will forever be a partner of mine. And so there are good things and bad things about that. One of the good things is that I have met a number of other people who have the same situation and have become very, very good friends with several of them. And so it is, I never would have met them, and I never would have grown to be able to handle adversity if I had not been introduced to this situation. So that's a long way of agreeing with what you just said.
You know, it was quite interesting. We are meeting one day after the U.S. president says, I don't know how was name, but that there is waiting a new healthcare, medical, whatever in the U.S. for every citizen. Even the limbs can regrow. Uh, uh, I don't know what exactly he says, but uh, do you connect health and healing? Is it same, or is it healing can be something different than the health?
We have we yeah, we have a dichotomy, um, a black and white issue here of health and healing. And historically, traditionally, health is something that you get from um, from pills, from doctors, and so on. And I think that a lot of that is changing because health means health means taking care of yourself. It means exercise is good medicine, and friendship is good medicine. And there's so much more to health than simply doing what the doctor tells you and taking his pills. Does that does that make sense?
Yes, it does. But when I do remember, when I understand it properly, generally first was the term healing, probably, because it was the process from being bad into being good in a way of feeling good. Is it correct, or is my understanding of English wrong?
You are very good in English. You have that absolutely right. Um, but I'm not sure how to use the wing. Uh, am I healing now, today, right now, this minute? Um, what am I healing from? Do I understand everything that I need to be healing from? Um, what's the opposite of healing? Sicker? Well, I've not thought about this word as much as the word health.
And it's quite interesting. In Czech,
What
we
did,
have sorry, in Czech we have one proverb again that the
yeah,
doctors are healing, but nature deliver the cure or something similar. I cannot translate it at the moment the right way, but it's quite interesting. And what is interesting, we have two terms, very different terms. Health in Czech we called zdraví, zdarovie in Russian probably. But the process of healing we call léčení, very different term. Very different term. There is no connection between these two. If you look from a grammar point of view, there is no connection. This is why I was asking.
what did they say in the noontime?
We discussed quite a lot of about health as as the part of life, not only the human, but all nature and planet and everything. Usi connected to a wasteless world, which is very close, of course, because the wasteless world is the world which is healthy in all aspects, which we do understand, and even more probably. So it was connected this way, but at the same time, it was said that health can be or health issues can be the indicators that something should change. And so it's a change maker. We can use the term awareness probably to wake up the awareness of our lifestyle, of the way we are working, and so on. So this was the main part in the understanding of the noon discussion.
Yeah, awareness is the first step, and I I I think back on, um, for example, cigarette smoking. Right. Um, when I was a kid, there were commercials on TV telling me that smoking cigarettes is good for the digestion. In fact, I think it was a doctor on the commercial explaining why it was good for digestion. So as I was growing up, I saw people smoking cigarettes all around me. My father smoked cigarettes. At one time, I smoked cigarettes. So being aware that smoking cigarettes is not a good thing for your health is not something that comes naturally. We it was a there was a time when we were taught it's good for you. So awareness is very important.
Do you think that we are, or the children are being given enough awareness in the school regarding the health issues and or health, let's say, protection, prevention of the issues to happen? We are here, we are working with prevention. So preventing the health issue to happen, of course, is good. You said about practicing and so on, so trainings. Uh, but I see that in the school, probably in the system, is not being told too much about it, is it?
I I am afraid. I'm concerned for my for my grandchildren for exactly that reason. Uh, you know, we see the school systems in other countries. Not that ours is terribly bad, but it does not emphasize friendship. It does not emphasize helping other people as much as it should, which is all a part of health. Um, it does not emphasize exercise. It does not emphasize being by yourself out in nature, camping, for example, or hiking in the woods. Um, and it you know it's a there's a theme or a direction. It emphasizes grades, getting good grades far too much. No, if someone made me God tomorrow, I would change things.
I do remember that we have some health practices in when I was a kid in the school. We learn how to breathe a little, really a little, and how to not cure, but how to, when I cut myself, how to bend, how to put a plaster on, and when the leg is broken, how to fix it. So very basic things before the doctor came. Today, I see more and more AI related news or AI generated news, which generally try to say we have cure for everything. Just today in the morning, cure for cancer from India, day before, not limbs, but I don't know how it's called, this semi-soft part in the knees and here, which get, let's say, old and let's call it rusty with the age. So you will need to exchange it. And there was no exchange. And today in the morning, I read that since 2013, the German doctors invented a material which can be put inside and you will have no issues. The only issue is I haven't seen any of these materials somewhere in the world. So you mentioned when you write about the wasteless world that the industries, one of the industries was the health industry, which generate a lot of waste. And I just make some side comment. Do you think that the improved food packaging or any other packaging, so which increase the shelf life, do you think that this type of packaging is contributing to less waste, food waste, or more?
Well, 50 years ago, we did not have plastic packaging. Um, and today we do, and we read all sorts of studies about plastics and what they do to the body. And of course, plastic filling up the oceans and stuff like that. So, health wise, see, the packaging industry doesn't make plastic packaging or any type of packaging with the goal of improving your health. That's not even on the list. It's a profit. It's doing it to make profit, which is the same reason almost all of the other industries, certainly the petroleum industry, does not mine uh, oil and gas for your health. That's not why they're doing it. So it's tough to make a comparison or to comment on that. So I think that health, as you say, of the planet, also of each other, uh, needs to be part of the purpose for making packaging or for making healthcare products or for making education. That it has to be on the list, and historically, it has not been on the list.
I was just thinking about it today in the morning because I have with someone a discussion about this topic, and he says the longer shelf life decrease the food wasting. And I just remember some of my friends who used to expire before when they see they are just one day after, they throw it away even without tasting the food, whether it's good or not. And I came across a great Icelandic stand-up comedian, and one of his of the scene which he was presenting in the US was, I was on the airport and I was so clever guy, and not so lucky, because I bought a plastic bottle with water. And do you know what? Water is here for millions of years, but I bought this one just 2 days before expire date. That was great, simply great, exactly as describing exactly the point. Why do we pick walnuts? They have their own protection, and it's much more better than our own. And here I came with the health because, it looks like that nature care very carefully about health of nature itself. One of the way how it does not waste. So the question is whether we can do the same. And I think we can, because it's just our decision how we behave. It's nothing else.
That's
So
right.
the health topic is quite interesting to me, I have to say.
So, as you were talking about the expiration date, it reminds me, I worked for a company that made chemical reference standards, and one of the things that we looked into was the expiration dating, and we looked at all of our competitors and asked them how do they establish when these chemicals have expired, and the answers were astounding to me because it was not based on science at all. Um, One company said everything expires in 1 year. Then there are some things like PCBs and stuff that are going to be in the earth dirt that we've thrown away. They're going to be there as long as the earth is around. It's going to be here forever. It never expires. Guess what? We put an expiration date on it. And the explanation, the reason that I was told was if you don't make it expire, nobody's going to ever need to buy a new one.
You know, in COVID, I have here a small container with the cleaning liquid for washing the hands. this sanitizer or whatever. And I was contacted, I have it here for 2 years or so, and I was contacted by one of the distributor or producer who made it, and he contacted me because after COVID, he has another 1 million liters of those in his warehouse. And he said, I cannot get rid of it. And I said, why not? It's so simple, just sell it. He said, no, there was expire date of 1 year. My question, does anything happen to that? He said, no, it's the same, but the expire date is there. So expire date seems to be, and here I came to the next question for you, because all the time we try to find out the opposite. What is the opposite of health?
Well, right off the bat, I would say sickness. But usually I'm wrong when I give you a first answer in my head.
Uh, is
Health.
is health comfort?
No, no, because I could be comfortable with a bottle of bourbon, uh, but that doesn't mean I'm being healthy. I could be comfortable with a person uh, who leads me, as my dad would say, leads me astray, who teaches me bad things, and I feel comfortable with them, but that's not health.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think health is, especially in COVID times. It was we talk it every single day. We have to protect our health. The health industry grow up unbelievable strong. After COVID ended 2 years, and then the war started. So again, a big business started, which nobody wants to end. I just have a conversation with my daughter, and she said, probably I have a COVID. She's not sure, but she's not feeling well. So it's quite interesting how why it was not a healing, why a health industry was invented to give you the pills. Not
To make to make money, and there are so many ways to get healthy beyond simply taking pills. In fact, pills are pills are very dangerous. I don't think they teach us how dangerous pills can be. Um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the healthcare industry. Having said that, I'm working very closely with a community health center, um, and in strategic planning and forecasting and things like that. Um, so it's people who are in that industry. A lot of them are very dedicated and work very hard, and are good people. Industry overall pushes pills for the wrong reason. Um, so there's a lot of waste in there.
I will
So
show
if we
you.
could teach people, go ahead,
I
go
will
ahead.
show you something. I don't know whether it will be visible. Here you see, this is called industrial foam, and it's generally dirty. There is oil on it. It's part of a packaging. I was
Yep.
contacted a few weeks ago whether I can clean it up because it's unreturnable. And here it's glass jar, and inside is just a liquid based on gonna be based on cannabis, yeah, based on cannabis, but the industrial one. So it's not a drug, it's the industrial one which you can, and it's generally nothing more there. And it's very interesting because this material has a pores, it's like skin. It is very difficult to clean it. And what is interesting that this liquid generally, what it does, it somehow, I was explained that it eats the dirt, eats the fuel. And I just keep it dip a little bit in this liquid. And I was so surprised when I saw it for the first time because the reaction is almost immediate, and you get out of this dirty piece, you get much cleaner one. And if I keep it there for a little more seconds than just 5, it will be almost, I did it before, and it's almost white as the original. But it is a natural product, and it's very hard. And here I came to the nature and its ability to cure and deliver the health to everything what is living inside. But the issue of nature is there is no price tag. So there must come someone who put a price tag on, and then our health has a price tag on. And I think this is one of the biggest issues.
We as people have put a price tag on health. Yes.
And that's
which means that some people cannot afford health. And that is beyond waste. If I were a religious person, I would say that is a sin.
yes.
But go back to the beginning of our discussion about you mentioned awareness. So there is a lot of health that does not have a price tag on it, such as being in the forest or getting exercise. I mean, you can pay for that. You can join a gym that has expensive machines in it, but there's plenty of ways to get exercise without having to pay for it. And we've mentioned several of them, but also having a friend, having some social is good for the health. So it has a price tag on because man has made it desirable. But if you don't want to pay for your health, then you need to raise your awareness and do some of these other things that help you build your health.
You know, I was very surprised when I was in April in Singapore. I landed there somewhere Sunday evening, 6 o'clock, something like that. So a standard Sunday time for me, which I was expecting that the roads will be full with cars and there will be traffic jams and everything around. The city was empty. There was few cars riding, and what was even interesting, on sidewalks, almost no people. I was in a city center, in a hotel in a city center. The driver was not so, he doesn't want to speak, so I did not bother him. But on the way back, I asked the other driver, who was really friendly and speak a lot of with me. I asked him about this issue, and he said he was about 80. And he said, you know what? The government, if you would like to buy a car in Singapore, you pay about 100,000 US dollars just to get a permission, not to buy the car, just to get a permission to have a car, including electric. And it is not because the government would like to make money on us, but because Singapore is very aging nation, so very fast aging nation. And the government is not against higher age, it's against seniors who are ill. So it improve our health through such things. So he said, when we do, I don't know, 100 push-ups in a month or whatever, they have an electronic watch which is watching it, and he has free entry to gyms, to swimming pools, to everything. And he was so proud on the government because it somehow increased the awareness. And of course, there is some restriction, but at the same time, he said, "Do you know why there is nobody will steal anything from you in Singapore?" I said, "No." He said, "Because every cab driver is is a policeman or he was in the army. We are 80, but we are many. So if anyone sees that, the thief has no chance to escape." So it was very interesting. And this guy was, as I said, about 80, and he was in very good shape. And it was so interesting. I think that the health should be one of the main topics, but not the pills, but the way how we are living, as you describe it, how we behave in a nature, in a society, because do you think that a healthy society is the same as society of health people? Of healthy people, sorry.
Society of healthy people or a healthy society. Those are two different things, but closely related. A healthy society, oof, a healthy society has to do with more than healthy people. It has to do with how the people interact, how the people take care of each other. Um, but we could all be healthy people, but be very mean, right? Or very greedy, but healthy people. I saw an article in the news about who was it? Elon Musk and one of the billionaires talking about um, uh, postponing death or maybe living forever. And I I just thought, gosh, they're talking about two different things. They're talking about being healthy enough to live forever or for much longer. Um, and at the same time, they're talking about um, greed. They're talking about greed. They're not talking about helping other people. They're talking about how do I get more of the best thing? The best thing in my life is my life. And and whenever people talk like that, I cringe because it is greed. It is pure, unadulterated greed to want to have more money like that or to never die. Really? I don't know.
You
It,
know,
it, it, that's weird.
a few years ago, I was on a webinar, I think in the country where Stalin was born. I do not remember the name anymore. It doesn't matter. But it is one of the countries, together with Japan and some more countries, with the oldest people living there. So they are living up to the 100 years is a standard, almost a standard there. And what is interesting, all these people are connected through hard work. They don't have an easy life. They have to work hard for their living. And this is how they keep alive, how they are really in a very good shape. And there was a scientist from, I don't know, Johnson or whoever, who said, you know, it's nice, but we do not want you to work hard. We will create for you a digital twin of yourself, and we will predict when an illness will come. And these people just start laughing, because they are clear and aware that no matter how great the digital avatar will be, it's the same like great looking bread in the virtual world. It will not feed you. It will not fill your stomach. It will maybe fill your mind with the image of bread, but that's all. So it was quite interesting. And if you look today around how the digitalization, virtualization, and so on is placed forward, so it looks like the space for health, for human health, in a really in a manner of being healthy, there is no space for this.
Yeah, yeah, very very good. I think we talked about it before. The blue zones in the earth, uh, societies or parts of society where people routinely live 100 or 110 years routinely, and they did a study and went around and found, I don't know, six of these places. One was in Japan, one was in the South Pacific, and they studied them and they came up with six or eight things that each of these people in each of these societies do. And one of the things is that they eat right. That is, no processed food, very little sugar, and so on, um, and everything in moderation. The other thing is in these blue zones was friendship, social, and so they talk to each other like you and I are talking now, and explore ideas. And another thing was exercise. And in fact, in most or all of these blue zones, people routinely they don't have tables and chairs. They sit on the floor. And I can't imagine myself trying to get up off the floor, after dinner or something. Um, but but there are these, and so look up the blue zones in the earth, and so these are things that I try to do more of. I try to make more friends and be a little bit more social. I try to eat less of the stuff I know, I am aware I should not be eating that. I try to eat more of the things that I am aware that I should be eating. I try to avoid, you know what I mean? So that's how you live longer. And in the core of that is 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 this social of doing things for other people and helping other people. And that's exactly the opposite of what Elon Musk and this other guy were talking about. It's exactly the opposite. And that's the way you get to live to be 100 or 150, not by not by a pill. Anyhow, sorry, long-winded.
No, no, it's great. And we have less than 2 minutes time to the end.
Wow.
And it was a great discussion again, Bello. Of course, we are missing some of the knowledge which all the time Kevin is delivering, but I think he will enjoy to listen to this conversation as well. And one interesting information for you, our talks inspire me that the next week in the noon discussion, the people will not know ahead the world. Until now, they have it one day ahead. But we will try next week to run it exactly, I will call it the healthy way, to really train the brain with what came, what will be there now at this moment. And I'm really looking forward how it will look like. And
Please make sure to tell us how that works out, because I love the spontaneity of not knowing
I
beforehand.
will, I will. Let me wish you and Gaina have a nice day, a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, be human, and be healthy. Not only in the body, but overall in the relationship and everywhere where you go. Because so you will share it with all the others. Thanks a lot and see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.